you're working on, your addiction, and some guys will see a model on a Snapchat story or something, and they're done. Like it's weird and really sad just how sexualized everything is. Like, even like I've heard, my like dad's friends and even my aunts and uncles complain about how inappropriate children's clothing has become. Like, they'll go scouring for something that, you know, goes down to their knee. Like, it's fucked. Like, for real. Like, it's just not, like, it's not even human anymore. Like, it's just becoming like we're animals, like we're sick, because everyone and everything is just so sexually motivated. And you just get loss of every other part of life. You get loss of kindness. You get loss of you know gender conformity. Like, the division of genders has never been higher, and I fully blame that to porn and to all that kind of stuff, because like I don't know what else would. Like, it's just turned all of us and made us just resent a lot of what we used to be. I feel like, we used to always, like, people used to get together, like, people used to get together because of personality, and they used to get together because they wanted to spend their life with that person. Now,
Mm.
that's barely even heard of. The people get divorced all the time, and it's just like, what are we doing? Like, how far more can we go before something big happens? And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about there being like a permanent separation of male men and women. And I don't want that. Like, I feel like men can't live without women and women can't live without men. I mean, biologically that is true. We wouldn't be able to populate the world. But, like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, how special, a guy girl friendship can be,
Mm-hmm.
because it can. And I'm talking about, that type of thing. And that's really what pisses me off, is that lately, the world has just really corrupted that. And it's because we're always looking. And that's all where our mind is Pornhub, X videos, whatever you want to say. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
that's yeah.
Keep going if you were gonna say.
No, that was pretty much it.
Sure.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
and
just it's crazy.
yeah, and you were saying like you feel like it's helping divide men and women in a lot of ways. Like, where are you seeing that happen? Like, are you seeing that because of divorces? Are you seeing that because less people are dating? Like, I guess where do you see with this?
Um, well, I see it in a lot of places. But a lot of the places being media, like over Instagram and over Twitter, we'll just go after each other. Like, men will just be like just lighting these women up because, oh, they're fat and ugly, and it's like, that doesn't matter. Like, listen to what they're saying. Don't look at their appearance. Like, what's the point of media? It's like that is one place. But I see it in a lot of relationships. I've had, like, some of my female friends tell me, like, oh yeah, no, my boyfriend's been looking at other girls, and we were talking about it, and you know he said he had like a porn addiction and stuff, and I don't know, like, that just kind of hit me hard, because I was like, damn, like, this girl is actually, like, beautiful, like, in her own way, like, not like just on the surface, but, like, like, she's like really a cool person, and she works hard, and she cares a lot about her family and other people, and I've always respected that. And just to see her be unhappy because of that, because her boyfriend is looking at other girls like that. That makes me sad because she doesn't deserve that, and so that's another place I see it. But yeah, and in a lot of divorces, porn wrecked my parents' marriage, pretty much. My biological dad, he uh he was really addicted to that shit, and
Mm.
yeah, it just my mom got sick of it eventually, and um, yeah, it really eroded their marriage. So, yeah, like I said, I see it in a lot of places. So, yeah,
Wow. Hmm. Man, that's truly sad.
yeah,
And yeah, I find it really annoying that our culture, like you said, you go on to Snapchat, you go to the story side of it,
you
the
just can't
first
ignore
second
it.
it's just there. You go to Instagram, unless you literally tailor your Instagram to be like not interested in this, not interested in that. You're just gonna see chicks dancing. First time I downloaded TikTok to promote this podcast, all these chicks dancing, and I'm like, how old are these chicks? Probably 15, and I'm like, hmm. And then this is
Or-
like what's becoming viral, and this is what like you're saying. You go to a middle school or high school, girls are dressing in not much clothing. You go to a volleyball game, I don't know if that's necessarily bad, but it's just like everything seems so sexualized,
Mhm.
and women like, I hear women say like, why are men objectifying me so much? And it's like, well, it's like, look at what you're wearing. There's so many like modesty. I think we talk about traditional values like Christian values. It's like our culture is losing some of these traditional values of modesty.
Mhm.
Uh, taking it slow in a relationship. Looking and trying to analyze for values and personality similarities instead of, oh, she's hot, she'd be a good time tonight. It's like these are, and you know I always play the optimistic card where it's like, well, the people that are going to go down that route are going to learn a lesson and see how horrible it is and hopefully learn, and
Right.
like hopefully some people still keep their marriage sacred and try to avoid this polygamy that seems to be promoted. But like I also see the pessimistic side when I go to Western and it's called Western, and everyone's going to the library, which isn't the real library to go study. It's a library where it's a bar where people are going to
Yeah.
find a chick to hook up with. Hopefully she's drunk, and it's just like the birth control problem. There's just so many problems. It's hard for me to be optimistic or pessimistic. I in my own scenario, I'll quick paint it real quick, which is I watched porn pretty much my whole life since I can remember, like 10 years old on, and my one girlfriend broke up with me because of it. And that's kind of why, like you were saying, you wanted to talk about how it impacts relationships. It's like what it did to my relationship was, for me personally, instead of me being appreciative for who I had, it was like, oh, she's not enough. Oh, search for something more. Search for the more perfect woman. Search for, oh, there's got to be a hotter woman out there. Oh, there's got to be a better scene, a better this. And it's like,
Mhm.
it tells, it's like the Bible verse of like, don't covet. And it's like that idea is completely destroyed right now in culture. Coveting is literally what happens on a nightly basis for people. It's whether it's on Netflix, social media, you're going out to the bar or going to the gym. You're coveting nonstop.
Yeah.
And especially when you're watching porn, it's just an insane cycle because it reminds you and it reminds you. And it's like, my girlfriend was sick of it. And I was like, and that's actually kind of what inspired me to keep talking about this, because I was like, I don't want to be the guy who is, married for a few years and my wife catches me watching porn for years and then drops me. I don't
Mhm.
want to have that happen. It's time for me to step up and stand up against this.